good evening, everybody, or good morning to people on my time zone. Um,
Oh gosh, I didn't think of that.
Starting to stream a little bit late tonight, but nonetheless, here we are, and we'll be here for a good bit. So today I'm joined here by the lovely Lady Virgilia.
Hi guys, I'm back. Thanks for always having me, Feb.
So it's a pleasure is mine. She just released her newest video just a few hours ago on her channel. So in the description below, you should see a link to her channel. Go check out that video. It's Trails in the Sky III, the lore behind the story of Zemuria at that point in time in the game. And she allowed me to help her out with some of the narration on the video, which I'm very happy she gave me the opportunity to do.
You.
My pleasure. So go ahead and check her channel out and check that video out. And she's also got really good story summaries for Trails in the Sky SC and TC, and probably next month looking at Zero no Kiseki.
Yes.
So that all being said, today I was thinking about changing it up. I've been doing a whole bunch of Cold Steel 4 stuff. Cold Steel 4 dungeons. Today I'm going to do some CS3. I really haven't done very much Cold Steel 3, so I figured, hey, I'll change it up a little bit. Do some dungeons.
Yay!
Yep. See a little bit of leaves and get a little preview of what the Western audience is about to experience in English come autumn later this year.
Oh, so excited.
So,
yes.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty cool. I can't wait to hear the English voice acting behind a lot of these characters.
Mm-hmm.
The voice actresses for Sarah and Laura especially. Sarah, oh my goodness.
Yeah,
Sarah's voice
Sarah.
actress. She gets into it.
Here.
So, yeah, looking forward to that. So, I'm not sure where to rate this first dungeon that I'm about to do on the spoiler meter. I'm gonna call it like not too spoilery. I don't think it's that spoilery.
Well, yeah, it's your call.
I'm gonna call it a, just to be safe, I'm gonna call it a yellow. Yeah, I'll call it a yellow. It's got one character from a previous arc in it, but it's not like a major character. But because there's no subs and you guys are not gonna have any context, I don't consider it a big or even a slight a regular spoiler at all. So feel free to get a little dose of what you guys are gonna see in the fall.
Yes.
So I'll go ahead and start this up. Window capture. So I said this is a dungeon. Technically, I'm not lying to you, but it also serves as something else, and it's actually my favorite one of my favorite bonding events in the Cold Steel arc, and that's because it's with the bests, of course.
Hmm.
And it's one-on-one, which makes it so freaking epic.
I wonder who this is.
I bet you it's just too hard to guess. So, when you're playing Cold Steel 3, and you do some bonding events at certain points in time in the game, you're going to be able to do some bonding events with the new Class 7 inside the Town of Leaves, which is what you see here. There's Yuna there sitting on the bench. And,
Yuna.
What? That girl has got a Mishi, I think. There's a Mishi for you.
Oh, where's the Mishi?
Actually, it's an Erebonian Mishi. With a hat on.
Oh, that's cute. Oh, they have their own, like, country of origin Mishis. Wow.
Indeed. So, however, with old Class 7, they're not here, so you call them up on this thing, you press L2, and you press circle. And if they're unavailable, if they're available for a bonding event in this chapter's free day, then you can select to have a bonding event with. It's like right here.
That's
It says,
so cool.
yeah, it's pretty neat. You use your Arcus 2. Your Arcus 2 is a lot more functional than the Arcus is from Cold Steel 1 and 2. And you got
Wow.
here. This one is Laura or Laura, and then you got Miriamu, which is Milliam.
Mm-hmm.
So in my actual stream playthrough of this game, Kitsune's spreadsheet does Milliam instead of Laura, and it's one of the most important times that I actually break off the spreadsheet because I'm like, I'm sorry, I'm not going to miss Laura's stunning event. It just ain't happening. And I remember in the description of the video, I'm like, sorry guys, but there's one part where you're just not going to see subs because I had to do Laura's bonding event. Sorry to the million fans out there. So
no, you have to go with who your favorite is.
I gotta represent. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, you have to represent. I never miss Eustace's bonding events.
His are pretty good. For the few that I've done of his, they're pretty good in CS2.
Oh, in
especially.
CS2.
Mm-hmm. They're pretty good. So I'm gonna go ahead and do her event.
Yay! Oh, I get to see Laura's model in CS3.
Yep. It's pretty similar to
The CS4 one.
Mm-hmm. And in CS1 and 2 it changed a bit, but in 3 and 4 there wasn't much of a difference between the two, if at all. I gotta see actually. It's been a while since I played CS3.
I guess that's true. It's just like it's much more like refined.
So they're having a conversation and you have no context, so it shouldn't be too spoilery. So I'm not sure if you can. I haven't tried to, but in any of the Trails games, it's not possible for you to remove, like, put more people in a support party and only have like 2 active people in your party if you have more than 2 people that you have with you. Is that the case?
Oh, really?
I don't know if you can like choose to have less people in the active party, right? In the Trails series.
Yeah, because you can't have more than a certain support.
Right. So this is like, I think this is the only time in the whole Trail or Cold Steel arc that you have these 2 by themselves, and I thought it was really cool.
Oh, well, there are parts in the Trail series where you only are with a couple people.
Well, like when Joshua and Estelle at the beginning of FC.
Technically, you're even playing as Lloyd, but wait, can I say this?
Because I'm not in red.
Never mind.
Yeah.
It's about Crossbow. Yeah, never mind.
Normally I would. Like, if we were doing some CS4 stuff and I had the red spoiler territory, then yeah, sure. We'll go crazy. Maybe we'll do one of those later.
I'll just say there are multiple parts in Crossbow where you're only with, like, another person.
Okay. Well, you're talking about Zero?
Person.
Or Azure?
Was it Zero? I think it was Zero.
So Zero, I could see that happening because in Zero you had only 4 main cast members, which is like the smallest cast of ever, right?
Yeah, and there were times where it was just like you and one other person.
Right. So it made it. That's one of the unique things about Crossfell, especially Zero. You only had 4 characters, and you had it allowed for a lot of development between these characters. You could go deeper in the characters. Although I feel like Ellie, even though Ellie, this is just my opinion. Okay, I totally understand you have a different opinion, but my opinion is, I didn't really get to know Ellie that much, and they push her as the canon, the canon romance. But I'm like, I didn't really. I don't know enough about her. There's nothing mysterious or like or deep about her like Risha. Like, Risha's got some cool shit in her history.
That's a constant complaint of Ellie. I agree with it, especially because like one of the complaints I did have about All, which is not much, is that a lot of the characters got just shafted, and one of them is Ellie. Like, she's just not as compelling as really any of the other ones in the special support section. And also how like she was still pretty interesting in Zero. So the sad thing is that like in Ao, they just never built on her at all. She's just kind of like the person who is the smart political girl, and that's all. Like, she doesn't grow at all. We don't learn anything new about. Like, I was really hoping they would do more with her relationship with Maria Bell.
Right. Yeah, that too.
Because that was huge.
Oh yeah, that's the biggest thing. One of the biggest things about her. Sure, she's happens to be the granddaughter of the McDowell, but it didn't. I mean, that was it. It was said, then that's how it is. Yeah, it was. Oh well, it is what it is. But they certainly dove into the other couple of the other ones. They went into Tio's background way more. I felt like Tio's background was way more interesting and compelling. Ren's, especially Ren's, man.
Yes.
Let's see.
Ren's was the best, one of the best out of Zero, because there were still people who were good out of Zero.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Like Randy. You got Randy, whose story was, he's got an awesome history behind him, really cool history, and
yes.
In a lot of the Sky characters, I feel like the Sky characters got a lot of depth, right?
Yeah. Well, that's the benefit of like they didn't have any sort of bonding system yet.
Right.
So everything that happened. Oh no, it's coming. Yeah.
I swung my sword last second, but it is what it is. So in my post,
yeah, good. You got that. But yeah, Trails in the Sky. Everything was in the main story. So you get everyone's backstory like equally.
Right. It's a definite plus. If I had to pick between having like bonding events you can choose who to develop a relationship with and stuff versus a canon relationship, and you see everybody's story fully. I like that a lot better. I like the latter better, because the story can then stick with that character, and in future, especially, it's really big for future arcs, right? Like, what are they gonna do with Lloyd? You gotta, in the future. So when we go to Calvert, you got Lloyd there. Are they gonna just ask you, which chick did you pick? Like, every single time for every arc from then on? Like, what are they gonna do? They're just gonna force the canon romance? Then people who didn't choose that one are gonna be like, that's not how I chose. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
so it's a difficult thing.
That's the problem with the Trails thing about how so all the games are like connected, right?
Yep.
So it's not like a Persona game where you can choose who you like and there's really no repercussion kind of thing. Well, unless you want to like get into the fighting games and that kind of stuff, like but otherwise the relationship isn't put into it doesn't make a how do I say this? It's not a big deal on the plot, on the main plot. So that's why not only does it not matter because there's not like games that are sequels to like, like Persona 3 or Persona 4 or Persona 5. But they also it doesn't have a big impact on the main plot.
Right.
So it's not like who does Lloyd show with?
Yeah, yeah.
It's like, why did he choose her and not someone else? It's like, I thought he had much better like relationship quality and bonding and chemistry with another character. So
Right.
why? I don't understand.
Exactly. Exactly. So I think what would fix, well, at least it'd be a temporary fix, but I would love it, is if they just did a FemMC again. Go back to doing a FemMC. I doubt they're gonna make a. I mean, that's just how often are there Otome games, right?
Well, what if there's Persona 3 Portable? You could choose.
That's true. I don't know.
And one of them was so shitty because it like totally retconned a character's growth.
Oh no, really?
I was like, why did she save him? How? Since he should have not, like, he should have been insert word here because spoiler maybe too much, but yeah, it was just like, this makes no logical internal sense in this story. And I'm like, I am, like, honestly, if they want to do that, like, how people are wondering if they would ever make a Persona game solely based on a female protagonist from the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And if they do, it's like, well, yeah, it's gonna be an otome in a way, because it's just like, well, like, who are you gonna choose, right? Unless you make her like completely lesbian. But then I would say that's like double standards, man. Like, I can't have any of like gay relationships in any of the Persona games. But then like when there's a female protag, she can't even romance any of the male. But it makes sense from like a business standpoint, I know, because there's more dudes who are playing games than girls. So it's like I feel like it wouldn't sell as much.
I agree with everything you said.
Yeah, because it's just like, that's the fact of it. Like, would I not mind, like, yeah, everyone gets to choose best girl, why don't I ever get to choose best boy?
Yeah.
Right? But at the same time, I'm like, there's not as many girls playing games yet. Maybe like in a decade it'll be different, I don't know. But I'm cool choosing best girl, even now. I get to choose, like, who do I...
Who's best girl? Who's best girl?
Yes. My best girl right now
Reese?
is Emma.
Oh, okay.
I like Emma. Yeah.
That's right, yeah, you did say
no, well, wait, like best girl in all of Trails, you mean? Or just like for Reen?
I was originally intending all Trails, but...
All of Trails? Okay, damn.
Yeah. If I had to guess from our discussions prior, your Reese is the one.
I think Reese might actually be the one.
Reese and Kevin were just were really right behind, right on the tails of Estelle and Joshua for me, and I know you love them so much, so that's my guess if I had to put my money on it for you.
You know what? I think it is Reese. I never really thought about it in the sense of Olive Trails, because I only think about it in the scope of like Lloyd or Reen.
Okay.
You know?
Right,
but,
yeah, you're not just thinking of
I really do like Reese. Because I also like my girls Ritter boys, and I like my girls Ritter ladies. Except I wish they did more with like... I'm not saying that Gaius...
Ooh, be careful.
No, I'm not gonna say anything about like his CS2 or CS3 or CS4, because I'm only in CS1. Okay. But I just feel like I feel bad that Gaius. It's not that I feel like a lot of people just say he's like boring, and I'm like, what? He doesn't have to be boring. Like, just the fact that he has a really nice family and a welcoming family doesn't mean that he has to be boring.
Oh yeah.
It's just the fact that they don't place enough emphasis on him after the Nord Highlands.
Right, they don't, but I kind of... Well, hold on, let me see.
Yeah.
I'm going to say hi to Roel before I continue at all. Hey, Roel, thank you very much for joining. Thanks for watching.
Oh.
Nice to see you.
Sorry. Oh, sorry, I wasn't even checking the chat. Hi, Roel. Nice to see you.
So, I thought that the cool thing about Gaius was the fact that he came from outside the country. Everybody else is inside, and when we did that field study up in Nord, I thought it was so cool. We're leaving Arabonia, we're going up to this place, and it's freaking vast, and we got to ride on a freaking horse to get everywhere without it taking forever. And it just, I loved the aura that was about Nord.
Yeah, same. And the OST is always so good for all the locations, but like Nord was so beautiful.
Oh yeah.
Wow. Yeah, and I do like that at the more in the beginning they were like putting more emphasis on Gaius, I think, because like he stood up for Reen, right? When Patrick was, or was it Patrick? Or was this earlier?
I don't think, but I'm not sure.
Like what he was saying, stuff about why does class matter so much? Because they don't have that in Nord, right?
Right. Yeah, that's right.
And he really stood up for Reen because, you know, it's not. Because I guess they were saying how like he doesn't have the noble blood in him, right? And it's just like, but well,
it's kind of cool. It's neat that that was part of his upbringing. There's no classes or anything that contrasts to the rest of the other characters. That's how he stands out in my book.
Yeah. Oh, hi, Roel. This is a bonding event with Laura.
This is Laura's bonding event where, and it's the only bonding event with her where you actually get to go with her and only her, with Reen, into a dungeon. And now we're at the last boss of it, so you missed that part. But hey, you can watch this video again. You can watch me go through the whole thing. It's not very long because it's a bonding event, but I did think it's really cool that they actually give it a chance to play a dungeon with Best Girl.
Yeah.
Zane, absolutely.
Power couple, yeah.
That's right. So, I'm going to do a boost. Let's give everybody 60% for 4 turns. So, we're on normal now. When I originally played this, it was on easy, or very easy. So, let's see if I can still do a lot of damage with Laura here.
Oh man. Okay, Zane. Sorry, I guess we should avoid the Cold Steel spoilers.
Oh, shit. Okay. Thanks for letting us know.
Or do you mean Guy? Like the first Trails game, Zane?
So I just bought the first game. I have a feeling it's Cold Steel 1.
Cold Steel 1, yeah. Okay.
If I had to guess. I'm gonna save my S-crap for now. But I'm gonna burn Laura's. Once I get her some CP.
Yeah. Yeah, when you put the gladiator headband, or is it belt? The one that's the auto CP. Yeah, Laura becomes such a boss. Oh, interesting, Zane. I used to be that way. I used to like actively look for spoilers. I think I've told you about that many times, Feb. But okay, if you're fine with it, then
we're okay with it. Since we're in medium spoiler territory, we're not gonna go all out, but I'm pretty sure later tonight.
We're not gonna talk about like final boss.
Oh yeah.
Like any of these arcs, kind of thing.
You know what I could do is just load my file right at the end of the final dungeon, just make you watch me play it.
Oh my god. I would just sorry, but I would just turn off the stream. I'd be like, no, not right
I
now.
would feel totally like, if I were to do that, I would feel like I'm doing a disservice to mankind. Way too important.
Nice.
Look at the look on Reen's face. He looks like
He looks so
displeased.
smug and also displeased. Oh wait, I couldn't see his mouth. Yes, he looks very displeased.
I think it's because Professor Schmidt said something that irked him.
Oh, Professor Schmidt. So these guys start coming in.
You'll see Schmidt in CS2.
Oh, and CS2.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Yeah. So, I wonder if I should do the whole bonding event or not, because after this, there's still, the bonding event happens still, but it's just a whole bunch of cutscenes. I'm probably going to go ahead and do another dungeon.
Nice.
Gotta say,
Well, that's nice. You got to play like just with Laura.
yep. That's what I'm looking forward to most.
Oh, cool. Roel started playing Trails in the Sky.
Oh, awesome.
Awesome.
So what do you think?
Yeah.
What do you think? How far are you, and how long you been playing, and yeah, what do you think so far with FC? I know FC is a little bit slow to pick up, but it definitely pays off. That's for sure.
Yes. FC was only enjoyable for me because I'm also into slice of life kind of like games too. Oh, nice. All right, so I assume more like in the prologue, because I think that prologue is kind of long in Sky. Yeah, if you're still in the town of Roland, then I think that's the prologue. But I hope you enjoy, and I hope you get a chance to play more the next couple days.
Oh yeah. I'm searching through, looking at some of my old files, and I'm like, oh, this was so much fun. And I'm like, but damn it, if I play this, it's probably too much.
Okay. Yeah.
Let's see.
Okay, yeah, that bracer training was right at the beginning of the prologue.
Have I shown you any Campanella yet?
No, I don't think so.
Okay, then I won't. I won't.
Okay. Okay.
If
I'll
that's
wait
too important to
then.
you, then I won't do it. Let's see. It shouldn't be a spoiler to know that Campanella is there, but I'm just not going to detail what happens. How about that?
Mhm. Okay, gotcha, yeah. Yeah, I don't really mind knowing who comes where because it's kind of like I just assume that there's always going to be a chance that someone's going to come up again because it's Trails. You know?
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
This isn't actually really even that too far into CS3.
Got it. Zane, is your question for Trails of Cold Steel or Trails in the Sky FC?
Bear with me, yeah. while I
Because
try and...
Trails of Cold Steel 1, I think on like how long to beat that website, I think sits at around, I want to say 60 hours for just the main story, though I don't really recommend doing just the main story. I very much recommend doing the side quests, because out of any of like JRPGs out there, the Trails series side quests actually add to like your understanding of the world and the story. But if you do like mostly everything, I think you will probably see like a 85-hour game.
January 4th.
Because my playthrough right now of Trails of Cold Steel, I think I'm sitting at the 70-hour mark, and I have about a chapter to go.
January 4th.
Yeah, Roel. I feel like I actually might even go longer, because I always underestimate how long the like final chapter or chapters take me. Yes, and my playthrough does include talking to all the NPCs, so I'm at this 70, I'm a little bit over 70 hours right now, and I've like pretty much just started chapter... Wait, what chapter am I on? Chapter 6? Chapter 6.
I forgot how many chapters are in CS1.
I think there's like 6 and a final chapter, so like
Okay.
technically 7. Well, okay, with the prologue, it's like 8, I guess. You know how Trails games are like that? That it's like, oh yeah, I have to include the prologue and the final chapter. Oh, Zane, you're going to love the Trail series then, because every game in like the 9 that have been released so far, they're all pretty easily at least over like 60 hours.
Oh yeah.
Like FC is the shortest game, I would say. Either FC or Third is the shortest game, and even those took me around 65-ish hours.
I played Cold Steel the first time, and that game I was over 100 hours easily.
Zane. I kind of like that too, though. I'm just like, sorry, I can't hang out this weekend. And then it's like, play games or do something else. Totally into that.
Let's see if this shows me. Let me pause this real quick. I'm gonna go ahead and, just to be safe, I'm going to go ahead and up the spoiler meter here. Okay, just before the, because you hear the music, right? Like, shit's about to go down. It's pretty obvious.
Yes.
Oh, here. Let me make it the red.
Alright.
Just to be protective here. You're not gonna have any context. Not quite any context, and you're not gonna know what they're saying. You might see some characters, but this is definitely not anywhere near the finale. Let's just say that.
Okay. I hope I don't know what they're saying. Sometimes I realize I know more than I feel like I should.
You know a lot of Japanese, actually, so.
Yeah. So we'll see. As long as if it's not like casual, more like, or actually I don't know if I should say casual. How would I say it? Like common. As long as it's not like more common phrases or stuff, then it's okay.
Okay. Well, my favorite Trails of Cold Steel game is Trails of Cold Steel 4. I love what I like about that game without spoiling anything is that Trails of Cold Steel 4 brings the aspects of all the whole Trail series as a whole together, and answers a lot of questions, and I think it's done really well. It's done as best as it can be possibly be, considering how large, how huge the cast of all of Trails is. It does a really good job.
Mm-hmm.
It's huge. You think about all the characters that are in the Trail series, from FC all the way through CS4. It's huge.
Yeah.
There's so many.
That's huge on a video game level.
Mm-hmm. Abs-freaking-lutely.
Yeah, I always think about it like the only other like world that I'm like just as invested in and has so many characters and stuff going on is like the only other thing is A Song of Ice and Fire or like Game of Thrones to me. Like that's the only other thing that besides Zimmeria and Trails that is like I'm that immersed in the world and like the hundreds of characters. Except TV show is been is so disappointing now. But it's okay, I won't talk about that, but
So, Roel, you hope they don't wait another 2 years. So, games are developed. I think that people are gonna learn about this series with the publishing of CS1 and 2 to PS4. A lot of people who don't own a PC, getting to know the series more. I think that a lot of people are gonna be ready to play CS3. Yeah, CS3. That's like 2 weeks away. I think CS2 is like 2 weeks away. Seriously, not long at all. Maybe 2.5,
yeah.
3 weeks. It ain't gonna be very long. And then we're gonna have more people on the hype train for CS3. And Nice is gonna see their sales, and they're gonna go, we better. I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, if they're already really thinking about it, if not planning on it already with Cold Steel 4.
Yeah, I'm sure they're like already prepared to like really, you know, like I don't want to say push it out. Like we hope they don't do that because of what happened to East 8 and the translation or the localization issues. But at the same time, I think they're definitely already prepared to like because they know how invested the fandom is.
Yep.
So like they already know they have a sizable audience, but not just that, but as you've already said, like Exceed getting CS1 and CS2 for PS4 out. Yeah, it's really just building up the hype because I've noticed a lot of talk about Trails of Cold Steel in areas that I never would have heard about that before. Like, I don't know if Zane or Roel, if you're like into Fire Emblem, but I have seen Trails of Cold Steel mentioned on some of the new trailers and things coming out for Fire Emblem 3 Houses. So
that's crazy.
that's something I never would have thought would have happened for such a niche JRPG as Trails is.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and also the fact. Oh yes. Okay. It's Sharon. Yes. Okay. But sorry, what was I gonna say? I was gonna say
sorry, I distracted you with Sharon.
Steel. Oh, yeah, how Nisa is like they're having a panel or some sort of like booth like demo going on for Cold Steel 3 at E3. So you can just tell that they're really trying to market the Cold Steel 3 and most likely Cold Steel 4 right after.
I want to look at this boss fight real quick.
Yay!
Okay, we can do the boss fight. You know these characters, I think. I think you know these characters. Alright. I'm just gonna skip the cutscenes. No dialogue, no cutscenes, just fighting.
Okay. You could, because CS3 has the skip button, right?
Yes.
Like P5 does?
Yep.
Nice.
After you've done it once, yes.
Very nice.
So this is another example where you actually get to party up with one other chick, I guess.
Yas! I like Sharon's voice actor too.
Yeah, they did. She has a really good job.
Yeah, they casted that well. Yeah, I think CS3 probably benefited a lot from having a much smaller Class 7
So,
compared to the 10 that are in the original.
Yep. So can you guess where we are? Just me looking at this?
Yes. This is, I don't want, should I say? Can I say?
Or in
yeah,
red.
I don't want to say for like Roel and Zane. Is this one of those things where it's like, if you stay in the stream, you're risking spoilers kind of thing?
If you're sensitive, so I'm not going to do any kind of cutscenes or dialogue. I wouldn't say that you're risking very much. I would only say it's only going to be spoiler if you're sensitive to maybe certain characters from previous arcs that'll come up, because there will be certain characters that pop up in multiple arcs that are going to appear very shortly.
Or places too, right? Because this is Orcus Tower, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. Shit, it's the fan.
It hits the fan again?
Again, yeah, Orcus Tower seems to be a magnet.
Orcus Tower again?
And then CS4. Again.
Yeah, dude, people stay away from Orcus Tower, man. This is a dangerous place. I feel bad for all the like government workers who just like work here. You know, like they're just like, I just work here. I work for the government. Why is this happening? Dude, that art. Wow, that was dope.
That was pretty cool, that art, yeah. I just like the OST during this sequence. It's really neat.
I need to, I'm gonna have to turn it up, because I'm like, I can't super hear it.
Okay. Maybe I should turn it up.
Oh. I think it's pretty good. I just had to turn up like my stuff. My volume.
I just turned it up a few trifles myself.
Nice.
We're going up.
I like that guitar.
I remember doing this or watching it in Trails from Azure.
Yeah.
Going up the stairs with Lloyd. It's so epic, and then you get to do it again here, and then you get to do it again later. It's like every time I'm in Orcus Tower, I love it.
Yeah, and you're like with a different like party.
Yep.
Every time you're doing it, but yeah, that was a pretty awesome part of all. So many parts in all are like actually awesome. It's hard to choose which ones are the best or which ones are the like most epic, because so many were epic.
Indeed.
Hey, it's Aleki.
Oh, Lucky joining in.
Yeah. Hi, Aleki. It's been a while. Yeah, it's been pretty great on my part, thanks. How about you? Hope you've been doing well. Oh, did you finish school? Like for the summer?
I finished my class, my Japanese class.
Yeah.
I got an A, damn it.
Yeah.
Barely.
Congrats.
Thank you.
Oh yeah. Oh, just passed the look. No, I'm just kidding. I got
Barely got
Yay.
an A.
Yay. Do you have summer classes, Aleki? Nice. I have one, but it's really not too much work or that hard, so it's cool. Dang, I like that link. Or that rush. Roel is just so into Trails of Cold Steel.
I want more. 7 watch. Oh! Well, Roel, I'm happy to be able to give you a little dose of that, help your curiosity out. I gotta say, when CS4 came to an end and I saw the credits, I thought it was so cool, but at the same time I was like, man, now I'm really gonna have to wait. I'm actually gonna have to wait for the next arc or for Sun the 5th. But thank you very much for watching my videos. I appreciate it. Alright, we're at the top.
2018 was when CS4 came out?
Yes, September 2018. And then CS3 was September 2017, I think.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Oh, what does this
So,
say?
yeah, I wonder if like they'll announce like a game releasing not next year, but like next year, like announce that a game is gonna come.
I think that they're gonna announce the game's gonna come at this upcoming thing in June, right? Kondo was talking about.
You're right.
Yeah, they're talking about the. They're gonna talk more about the. Oh man. So they were teasing. I think it's gonna be. I think the next arc's gonna be Calvert. I really think it is because they were teasing pictures of Rija. You know, when I see Rija, I think Calvert. It's a no-brainer, right?
I think he already confirmed Calvert.
Well, he said that Calvert was gonna happen in the future, but he didn't say it was gonna be the next arc, right?
Oh, was that what it was? I thought it was confirmed, but I guess I don't know.
Oh, I could be mistaken. Maybe it is, and that's something I didn't catch. It could totally be.
Is there? I feel like there's a back on like the Reddit or something, or like on Floofy's website. Let me check really quick. I want to kind of see if it's like Calvert confirmed or if I'm just like being too hopeful and I'm just like wanting to think what I want to hear kind of thing.
Oh, effort he missed.
Is it? Oh, common questions? I think this is probably what it is. Actually, I'll check that Escarier or something. Deal. Oh. Holy crap. Wait, what's your craft called? Blue Breaker?
I think so.
Wait, Blue Breaker is one of the combi crafts in was it Owl? Oh. Blue Breaker. It was Lazy with someone else. Yeah. Campanella.
I think I've taken him down as far as I'm supposed to. I think he's about to whoop our ass. Let me see
Yeah,
here.
he's an enforcer. Dude, the Campanella, the Campanella fight in Azure. Oh my gosh, that was like the most annoying fight. Can you wait, in this game, can he turn you into a banana?
A banana?
Yes.
Oh, can you not attack him?
In all, he could turn you into a banana that like could do nothing except just attack. And the attack would be like it wouldn't be that bad, but it was just like really annoying. Cause there was no cure for it. Like you couldn't Recuria it, you couldn't do we're just a banana for like 3 or 4 turns.
Wow.
And he could do it on multiple characters. So I think at one point I had like 3 characters who were bananas. Oh shit, yeah.
Okay, I think that had to have been supposed to happen.
Crap. Oh, so is this like unwinnable?
Okay, good. That's what I was thinking. I'm like,
私の番ですわ。行きますわよ。シャドウステッチ、今です。お願いします、リーン様。了解です。
まあこんなもんか。行くぞ。構えろ。防御陣、決心。
So I haven't found a post that's like about the new arc yet.
okay, be careful what you search for. Oh man.
I know. I've already like spoiled some stuff.
Is he a sport?
Yeah, but this was like all like in the past too. Like not just from tonight. Like there's just stuff that I found. But apparently the Senno Kisugi 4's collectible book series foreshadows and world builds Calvard.
Oh, okay.
So I would assume they're pushing the next one to be considered. Oh shit. McBurn just, oh my god.
McBurn just McBurned him.
Yeah, they got freaking burned. Thanks. No cutscenes. Wait, Feb, since you mostly like just saw the story scenes of Crossbell, did you really get a chance to hear a lot of the battle themes?
I did not. I only saw the
Okay.
major ones, the major battles.
Oh. Wait, so you did see the Aryan Rod one, right?
Yeah, yes, I did.
Okay.
It's been a while, but I had to watch it again to remember everything. But I do
Yeah.
remember when she takes off her helmet, it's like, okay, this is when the real battle starts.
Because that battle, I mean, that OST, that actually might be my personal preference over even Azure Arbitrator, and I love that OST. Like,
Oh,
that was amazing. Especially, it reminds me of like the days where I loved the symphonic metal and all the AMVs that just had all symphonic metal. Like Nightwish and Camelot and what's the other? Not Evanescence? Was it that band?
Yeah, it's a band.
Yeah, I mean, I know I know I used to listen to other stuff, but I'm trying to think. There was one that was like Evanescence.
I think it's Nightwish, isn't it?
Not Nightwish. There was one other that was like pretty popular too.
I think I know what you're talking about, but I can't quite remember the name. It's stuck on the tip of my tongue. Ooh.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
I'm glad I'm
wanna
not
look
showing
for
this.
it. But the OST against Aryan Rod and Campanella and like Azure, I really love that battle theme.
Excuse me, guys. Alright. Just go to any dungeon from here. If so, that would be amazing. Okay, I'm gonna find another dungeon. Let's do December 31st.
How could I forget? Freaking Within Temptation.
Oh,
That's what it was. She was my favorite vocalist out of all of them.
I don't remember that one. Maybe if I heard them, I'd remember it. I just don't recognize the name.
She had my favorite operatic vocals.
Okay.
Yeah, my favorite album from them was The Silent Force. Hi, Kuro Rusi. I hope I pronounced that right.
Hi, spoiler alert. Okay, so I need to lower the spoiler now because we're actually not doing a really spoiler dungeon. In fact, I consider this a green one. This one is not very spoiler at all.
Nice.
So if you could refrain from the spoilers, especially from CS3 and 4, I greatly appreciate it. Lady here, she is. Did you finish one yet? CS1 yet?
No, I haven't played any of CS1 this week.
Oh, that's right. You said you were at like chapter 6. Okay. She's near the end of CS1, so she hasn't experienced any of CS2. Now she's seen, a few dungeon previews, and I'm sure sounds like you've gotten spoiled on a couple things. But
I know the major plot of it because of another certain game.
You know the major plot of what?
Of what happens in CS2.
Oh, okay, all right.
You know what I mean, right?
Okay.
Because of Crossbell.
Yes. I wish I could read this. There's so much kanji. When there's kanji in there, I get lost.
Yeah, the kanji is like insane. That's when I just can't read the stuff anymore at all.
Alright, here we go. Alright, let's go.
Oh, I saw them. But I won't say who.
Kuro, thanks for asking though before saying anything. Greatly appreciate it.
Yes, I appreciate that very much myself.
It's been absolutely ridiculously hard for me not to spoil a
I can't
on CS4.
imagine how you're doing it, because I'm so bad.
Well, I want to hear your. It's because I really want to hear your genuine, true reaction to it when you experience it properly. After you've seen CS3, you played through CS3, or however you experience CS3.
Gotcha. I feel like there's some things in 3 and 4 that are just gonna come up that I'm, you know, already spoiled on. And I just don't know when or where it comes up, but it's like when it does, it's like, oh, that's what that meant. You're like, oh, okay. I already knew that, I guess.
Well,
for the most part, I tried to avoid most of all of them.
Well, since I started with Cold Steel 1 and 2, when I went back to play the Crossbow arc after that, or watch the Crossbow arc after that, I was spoiled on certain things, but I still got so much out of the stuff I was already spoiled on when it actually happened from the Crossbow point of view, and from the detectives team, the SSS. It still felt really cool when I saw it happen on that side.
Mm-hmm.
Hey,
Hi Kuro, yes I have played all of the Trails in the Sky series and all of Crossbell. But yeah, I get what you mean, Feb. Like, it's the same with how I feel like a lot of people will say the epilogue in OWL spoils a lot. But I really don't think so. It just made me more hyped to know, like, what happened. And it also fit narratively for OWL. Because it was just like, it just showcased a consequence, like a real consequence.
Well, I think OWL actually spoils like one of the biggest things that you learn right at the end of CS2, or near the end of CS2. Just in that one ending epilogue round of cutscenes.
I got you. Like, I do think it's fair that a lot of people don't like that epilogue, but I personally like what that epilogue did in the scope of what was discussed in the final boss thing and their decision. I think it made sense to include that.
Yeah. I think they could have done it without saying that specifically. You heard her, huh?
Cute. Dude, these worm things are so interesting looking in 3D.
You recognize them from the previous games?
Yeah, well they just look like, they look like things that have already been in Sky and Crossbell.
For those of you guys that are just joining, I got Lady here with me tonight, and we're gonna try our best to do streams on Friday nights, or if you're like me on the East Coast, sometimes Saturday morning.
Yeah. Sorry, Feb.
It's like 1:45 now, but hey, no, this is fun. I had a blast. Be sure to check out Lady's channel if you'd like to have a summary on some of the first games of the Trail series. She's done a really good summary on Trails in the Sky SC and Trails in the Sky the Third. They're really good. And just today she released a lore summary on Trails series as of Trails in the Sky the Third, where she actually allowed me to narrate part of the video.
Oh yeah. Thank you for your help.
My pleasure. It was interesting and fun experience doing some narration. I provide a link, by the way, to her channel in the description. Yeah, these are some weird bats. Yeah, oh, of course. Yoshi.
逃がさない行きますブリュー膜起動照射
俺の番だな
So, in CS3, Reen is like pretty broken. He's always like higher level, but he kind of has to be, right? He's helping his students. He's always playing with his students, right? And he's got to kind of be a badass, I guess.
Yep. Well, he's like the teacher for CS1 and 2. You know, like she was also always like pretty OP.
She was, but minus the beer.
Yes.
And the humor.
Yes.
Sarah is best instructor. I can say that with ease. So, Roel, I do definitely think that eventually these games will come to PC, right? It'll happen. It just might be a little bit. And because I'm just an impatient guy, heck, I even imported the game. I'm definitely going to play the English version on the PS4.
Yeah. But yeah, in general, I just feel like they know there's way too much of the fan base that came from the PC games.
That too. That's a good point. So there's these zero orders now where it makes the BP cost for a boost be 0. So it's a free boost turn.
That's pretty cool. It's like those nice 0 arc turns in the CS1 and 2.
But the crossbow stuff not translated. Oh, you're talking about
Unlocalized?
the crossbow arc, unlocalized arc, yeah. That's what I'm thinking it means. Do we come through this vent here? Oh, I can't get from there, so this is the only way to go.
よいしょよいしょ行くわよ
Oh, Lady, who do you want me to set as the active character in this 4-man party? I'll let you pick. Who am I setting? Who's gonna actually be on screen here during the while we're moving around?
I like Yuna.
Okay.
She's cute, and she's basically the main pro tag, right?
In 4.
Oh, a 4?
Yep.
Not of 3?
No, in 3 it's Rain.
Oh, you're right.
Yep. 3 it's Rain, but you got new class 7, and Yuna starts to become the obvious. Like you really get to know Yuna, and I like her character a lot. She's my favorite class 7, new class 7 member.
I'm one of those persons, I'm really weird, I guess. I like never set the person to not the pro tag as the leading person in the party.
I actually hit the button sometimes.
I'll like hit the button and then I'll like scroll through everybody to go back to the pro tag.
Oh, I see, okay.
Like, I'm the person who's just like, it just doesn't feel right to me, and then I'll just like go back to the pro tag. But it's fine, like I like watching other people do it, because I personally just won't do it. I don't know why, but I just...
What I like about Yuna is she has guns. She can do this.
Yeah, the freaking gun tonfa. And I'm glad they added the automatic item, like, to your inventory.
Yes. Yeah, they did that too,
like
starting
a lot
this game.
of the other more modern games do.
So Altina is more of a, like, in my party I used her for nuking, but she's nowhere near the proficiency of your favorite Cold Steel girl.
Oh, okay. Yeah, dude, she's just nuking everything.
She'll blow shit up, and she's very, very good at it.
Yep. And I'm always more inclined towards like magic-based users, so that's why I also really like her as like a character too.
She isn't just a magic man. She's got a lot going on.
I'm excited because there's like so many things that are just like, you know, it's curious. Like, of course, Rain always calls out what the player thinks is odd, right? So it's just like, yeah, we know that a lot of other people also think it's odd.
So that one thing I told you about that you put in your video that I really don't even remember it happening when I actually watched the TC playthrough. Is it true that it's breaking the fourth wall?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Well, because he's looking straight
at you, at the player.
Yeah. And there's no one else he could possibly be addressing, because there's no one who would be a, you know, spy or anything in the Glorious.
When you showed that to in the picture in the video, I was just like, wait, did he really do that? It makes me start wondering and thinking. It's the brain churning.
Yeah, that was
by
actually
design?
the thing that that shocked me, and I was trying to theorize the most on after doing all this the doors, was the whole like breaking the fourth wall thing, because I was like, dude, this might change everything. because
could.
that's how I got my theory. I told you about my theory about how actually this might be spoilers.
Okay.
It's about the nature of Zemuria.
How so? What nature are you talking about?
I mean, like I think this is a spoiler territory though, because like I can't really talk about it without kind of spoiling something about.
Hold that thought. You know what?
Yeah.
Maybe I'll play like a more spoiler dungeon next, and we can chat about it. Cause I'm
Yeah,
curious.
because I just don't want to risk it.
It ain't worth it. We're too considerate for our viewers. Kuro, Yuna is kind of like Estelle. Kinda, but Estelle. So Estelle is Vestel. I like Estelle. Well, oh man, that's hard for me to say anything like that. Estelle and Laura to me are equal. But Estelle's got Yashua.
Yeah.
Alright.
She's so cute.
Oh man, you see, Yuna is pretty cute when I think about it. Actually, her reactions to things.
Is too.
Just the way that there's a couple scenes that Estelle shows up to, like, remember when? Oh crap, I can't say that either. Even the previous arc, really.
I know.
There's a certain scene in SC.
More spoily. Dungeon maybe.
I will do a more spoiler one next.
And we can go to like the red level.
Okay. I got one in mind right away.
Yellow too, I guess.
There's one I want to do again that I've already shown you. I want to do it again. And it's red. I'm gonna overkill these things. Whoops.
All out attack?
Yeah, I went to press triangle, not square. And like, okay, well, I guess they're all dead. Burn all my BP. So here you go. Here's one that I felt very like weird controlling.
Kurt?
Yeah, I don't know. His animations, I don't know.
You can't get used to it.
Yeah.
I'm kind of the same with certain characters that when I try to, or like the times when the protag isn't in the party or is like unable to be used, those times when you had to like choose someone else, that was when I had to like shift through all of them to get the person who like I could feel the controls for the most. Some people are too Dark Souls for me. Their movements are too sluggish.
Yeah, or they're just the way that they're kind of hunched over, or their walking animation. It just feels kind of off to me.
To me, it's more just like, for me, it would be like, their attacking motion.
Okay.
Like if I can get used to it or not.
Shit. Okay, good. I thought there was like a whole nother floor for this. And I was like, oh boy. Alright. We're going in. Oh, it's Biggie Fry.
Wow, cool beginning to this OST, yo.
崩れた。行くぞアキラ。
I hear the motif from Sky.
I like how they kind of slip in a little bit of some Sky stuff into some of their tracks, like really subtly. They do a really good job of that. There's one track I know in particular.
A late motif.
Ouch.
私の番ね。
Wow, that just looks like a straight up short circuiting.
Transform.
シンクロ完了。5、アルカディスギア。よーい、ドン。ブリューノ展開。勝者。
Highly mobile mechas. Oh yeah.
僕の番だな。そこだ。頼んだ。ユラ。
任せて。
バンダールが双剣。とくと味わえ。行くぞ。ふおー。とどめだ。
Is that Laguna Strike?
この程度か。よし、掴んだ。
Wow, Kuro brought up a interesting I don't know how to say it. An interesting point?
I think CC more interesting for Android. Man, yeah. I don't want to talk about that or else I'm gonna say something and regret it. Ren is a very, to me, Ren is one of the most important characters in the whole series. To me. Her, man, she's got such a deep and fascinating story. It can't help but draw you in.
Mm-hmm. It also says a lot about, wait. How much spoilers is spoilers? I don't even
I'm
know.
about to do a red right now, okay? So then it won't matter.
Okay.
Give me a second. Oh crap.
You really like destroyed that boss though.
I just
Super
started
fast.
S-Craft bombing, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you can do that with the crossbell arc. Just like combi craft spam. And just take out bosses in like one turn. Almost.
Let's see this one, if I can do this one. I chose the wrong load file that time, so yeah, we're not doing that one. Ooh. Okay. Oh god. See, I haven't played CS3 in so long, so I load some files. I'm like, oh, I've played with this party.
I like this OST. It's kind of mysterious.
This is actually, I think, from CS1. This OST. Pretty sure.
Is it? I don't recognize it, and I'm pretty on to my, unless I haven't gotten there. Maybe I haven't gotten to where the OST is played. Oh, okay, yeah, you're right. now that it's at this part. They did spice it up a little bit though.
Okay, what I'm about to show is serious spoilers for characters. Certain characters are going to appear that are that are from. It's definitely not the normal party. Nobody in my party is class 7, new or old, and but there will not be any context. I'm going to classify it as red spoiler territory. We're going to talk about spoilers from previous arcs. So if you wish to watch least spoiler things, scrub back at the earlier parts of this video once it goes live on demand or whatever, and view those parts. I'm kind of just changing dungeons on a whim here. I'm not sure if we'll go back to a less spoiler dungeon or not. But if character spoiler is not a spoiler to you, then feel free to stick around and watch. You won't know any story that's going on. I can pretty much tell you that because I'm going to skip every cutscene and dialogue. So that being said,
Yes.
Here we go.
Yeah, so it's like everything prior to CS3 is like up for spoilers. Because I don't really care too much about CS2 spoilers, honestly. I'm still excited to play it, but it's just like I don't really mind them.
Oh, this is at the very end. Okay. Let me see if I can't find it. I do have a save at the beginning of this one.
But yeah, about Ren, I wanted to just say that like I think her story brought up for the first time. Well, maybe not for the first time, because I guess you could also argue the same for Joshua and not so much Luva, but Joshua himself. How Ren brings up that not everyone in the society is like necessarily like choosing it for bad things because like they just like to do bad things, you know, like it's always I have a compelling reason why. While it doesn't justify you doing it, it's like it's the first time through Estelle's eyes that we see someone from the society who's like, oh,
I see what you're saying.
They do bad things, yes, but their intention and their backstory for doing it isn't what she thinks it is.
Right.
Like, it's not just because you're just a naughty little girl who she can do whatever she wants and you're a cruel, sadistic girl. Like, it's like, no, it's like there's a compelling reason why.
Right. Sorry, I'm trying to find the save that I just loaded. There it is. Okay. I actually want to go through the dungeon with you all. That save was right at the boss. This one here is like 5 minutes earlier, so I think I should be able to. Or 7 or 8 minutes later or something. This city is freaking huge. It's one of the things that are kind of confusing about it.
Yeah, Ren really does have both a very heartbreaking story, but also a very like uplifting story. And also because you see, like, yes, it's true that she does have a lot of inner strength. Because she does face so much adversity. But then also just the fact that she gets that ending, you know?
Especially in the crossbow arc.
Yeah, like that was probably one of the highlights of Zero for me, was everything that involved Ren.
When she was in the cabinet, Remember that part?
Yeah, in the cabinet. Because I think I've said this before, maybe to you guys or to, but I honestly am not always that big on like the little girl or like the little child character in JRPGs. Like out of any character, they get me the most to getting used to.
Okay.
So because of that, like even though I knew she had a reason for doing it, like it was a very heartbreaking reason why she is the way she is in SC and third, I still wasn't super sold on like Ren as a as her personality, I would say.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
then in Zero, when we first had that plot line where she went so out of her way to save, you know, her biological like little brother,
Yes. Yeah.
and how like she literally rushed in there to save him from the monsters, and then like she was telling him don't cry because like he's safe, like he's okay, but then she starts crying. That's when I was like, oh
That's
my
some
gosh,
stuff right there
damn
for
it,
you.
like
Uh-huh.
damn it, Falcom, you sell characters so well. Like this is one of the tropes that I'm not huge on when it comes to JRPGs, but you sold me on this girl who's like one of the
Mhm.
most disliked tropes for me.
It's pretty cool that they can do that, though, right?
Mm-hmm. And now Ren is like, yeah, Ren is just awesome. Because when they come back and dude.
Let's create a save. Just in case I screw something up. And then... Alright. Oh, I'm changing this to red. Alright.
Oh, oops, sorry. I guess I was already talking
Well,
about
I did
it
say
like
red
it was
already, and I
red.
just forgot to change it. But here we go, we're going.
Okay.
It's all good. Alright, here we go.
Oh, damn! Yes, okay. You know how everyone hates this dude? I actually really like Lecter. And it's like one of those things where people will say like, how can you how can you like him? He did such like horrible things. But it's like, it's one of those things where you can like the character, that doesn't mean I like those kinds of people in real life. You know?
Oh, I want to say so much to you right now.
Dude, Kuro, I'm also on that theory.
The fourth English, huh? You think so?
I'm totally on that theory.
I haven't heard of that one. I haven't followed that one.
It's just the voice acting.
Oh, is it the same JPVA?
It's not the same I'm not even sure if it's the same VA. It's just literally the same mannerisms and way of talking and vocabulary. Like everything is the same. And Lecter has a pretty unique way of speaking.
Yeah, he does.
In the Japanese version, especially. So, oh well, you know, huh? You hear him because this is Japanese.
I did
So
hear
yeah.
it. Thanks to Pep Dingo, of course.
Yes. Did you hear Crossbell voice acting though? I don't think you. I think you said you didn't get to hear Alan voice acting.
I don't think I did, yeah. I didn't watch, because Craftingo didn't have his videos out. His Crossbow videos out when I watched Crossbow. I remember I watched Crossbow before I watched Sky.
Gotcha. Oh my gosh, seeing these two together again? Crap. Ah,
It brings back the memories,
so
huh?
many feels.
Kuro, I think Nielsen. Everybody says Nielsen.
Is the fourth one?
No, the first.
Oh, the first?
Everybody thinks he's the first.
Interesting. I've heard the Tita's dad theory. I think it's compelling, but I don't know how much we hear of Tita's dad.
He's just that boring dude that we don't really hear very much about.
Yeah, I think that's the thing though, is that like just because we don't hear that much about him, we don't have more to go off of. But the theory itself, while I don't want to say like I'm super sold on it, I do think it's really interesting. Because the theory is about how it's about how the 7 Anguisses all represent one of the 7 deadly sins.
Oh. Huh.
And so because the first one is the envy, because everyone else fits another one already, like Tita's dad kind of fits in there. Because, well, can I say the theory?
Yeah,
I guess
we're in red, so we're good.
So it's the main proponents of the theory is that he apparently had to retire, right, from his bracer status because of a injury. And so he ended up teaching the bow staff to Cassius Bright, who ends up becoming an S-rank bracer. And then now his entire family are all like really above and beyond like genius scientists, and he's just like an engineer. So a lot of people say if he's supposed to represent envy, then it's pretty understandable. He would be pretty like inwardly envious. You know, of both like Cassius and having to give up his status, and like how everyone in his job now, like everyone is like better than him, so it's just like
I never really thought of that.
dude, this orbital gear, holy crap, Tita.
Yeah, she melts people, she'll smash people.
Lecter's voice actor does a really good job at making it a very unique character.
It works so well, his VA, JPVA.
Yeah,
He is good for the whole series. He is good. He's in all of them. He's one of the characters that's in all of them.
And his voice actor in English is one of my favorite English voice actors, but it's just not the same. I think it's because English doesn't have as good of a like mannerism to showcase like the really lackadaisical kind of personality as Japanese does.
Well, I'm gonna refer you to Sarah Valenstein in English, and you tell me What do you think about that, lackadaisical?
Damn it. I guess you're right. I think what it comes down to is that like the intonation of
Okay.
Sarah is just super good,
Yes.
but like the Japanese language, it just has literally like the endings of sentences that allow you to portray that super like lackadaisical and also like like doesn't really take themselves that seriously kind of vibe. Oh, Agate's in our support party. And Sharon too? Hey, I like this party! Oh, it's not Sharon, it's Claire.
Sharon's in the reserve.
Oh, she's in the reserve. Okay, cool.
But yeah, it's
Oh,
like,
there's a lot of people in reserve. Holy crap, this is a huge party.
so when they're in the reserve, you can't call them onto the field, but you can use their boosts. I think that's how that works.
Gotcha. Cause Sarah's here. Wait, right? That's Sarah, right? That's like on the very right.
Yes. Yep.
And Rain. Cool. Yeah, I like this party. This is a party.
I should have gotten some combat with Claire. Let's do that. Let's get some others in here. We get rain all the time, so let's do. Maybe I should have Tita and Agate together. Claire in there, and then get some more Sharon action.
Nice.
Let's do that.
Oh, goodbye, Lecter.
Let's put him up front.
But yeah, Max Middleman is English Lecter, and I'm just like, dang. I love Max Middleman.
I have to hear
I
what
also
else
like
he plays
him
to know who it
For
is.
he's Ruji.
Oh gosh, that's right. Oh, he did such a good
Yeah.
job. He's a good one. Oh, he was hilarious as Ryuji.
Mm-hmm. But he also does a lot of good dubs for anime. At least the ones that I've watched the dubs of.
Okay.
But I'm sure he has a ton of other video game ones. Oh, I know why he's one of my favorites. I was just reminded of he does a lot of the more recent Fire Emblem voice acting.
Okay.
But now I'm curious. I want to look up more what his roles are.
Cassius gives a sword because of his